on a
Now, our next guest heads the Born in the Cloud Digital Transformation Enabler, Stratpoint Technologies, Mary Rose Dela Cruz. Thank you so much for joining us, Mary Rose. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us. So why don't we go back in time and why don't you share with us your 30-second elevator pitch of your business? What is it that you do? Who are your clients? How are you making a difference?
Okay, so Stratpoint is a Filipino tech company that competes globally. So what we do is we build modern applications and we leverage the cloud, data engineering, and AI technologies, artificial intelligence technologies, to help companies digitally transform, right? Mm-hmm. And especially now in today's uncertain climate, now more than ever, we use technology to help companies be adaptive to change. And looking forward, really thrive and grow. And we know now that there's more appreciation that all of these hottest technologies are really essential to business. Even, we already knew that before. Now it's essential work, right? Mm-hmm. And so, Stratpoint, we are a company that has its roots in Silicon Valley. And the top executives, we've worked in the international global scene. And what we do in making a difference is really bring those technologies to the Philippines to help enterprises in the Philippines, while we also help, global companies. We have clients actually in the US, in the Asia Pac region, as well as, the top corporations here in the Philippines. So that's really how we make a difference. We are a platform to elevate really technology, IT in the country.
In a country where 99% of business establishments are MSMEs, are Philippine companies, the big bulk, the small, medium enterprises, are they ready for the digital shift? Are they ready to take this seriously, to invest serious money in this? Because a lot of them are going at it alone. Cloud, right. They use their emails, they use social media selling. Are they ready to invest big and to take it to the next level, you think?
That's a good question. My view has always been that they have no choice. It's here. There's no choice. They have to do it. And, all the competition is not just local and global. And all of, let's say, the barriers to entry that they have put up before, they're not going to work anymore. So my view is they have no choice. And they need help. And that's why we're here at Stratpoint. So even the SMEs, they'll find it very hard to hire their own software engineers in the cloud with the right level of expertise that's world-class standard. And that's where we come in. We build that expertise. We offer it to them.
Mary Rose, how have the applications of your products and services changed or evolved during the pandemic?
Well, for example, one thing I can say is that we didn't have that many retail customers prior to the pandemic, right? After the pandemic, we got a lot of retail customers. And, makes sense for obvious reasons, right? Because they quickly had to shift online their retail businesses. So, that is key. For financial services, that has always been a bread and butter kind of customer for us. But we experienced that they ramped up their requirements, needing more, functionality, more of our services.
Mm-hmm. You're doing your bit, really, to help build a digital Philippines. What to you is the biggest hurdle now at this point? Is it a mindset? Is it not having the right people with the right vision at the helm? I mean, you talk about going digital. Mary Rose, we can't even get our contact tracing app in order. So what to you is the biggest challenge now for the Philippines to level up and go digital meaningfully?
I think, how in times of crisis, you have to have the right leadership to move everyone forward because there's so many who are capable and willing to help. Having the right leadership and to drive it, I think, being able to work with anyone is key. I think that in all of this, we've really not been able to harness the industry. What's happened is that, in fairness, there have been efforts and we have to recognize that it's not an easy problem, right? In fact, even in computer science, which is my degree, it's pretty an intractable problem that we have, even in contact tracing. So, so you need really the best minds, all of us coming together. And I think that has been, the hurdle, putting the structure for us to be able to come together. But so it's not insurmountable. It's not insurmountable, but I think that you need the right leadership with the technology background.
Do we have that?
To lead it. We have it, but I don't think that they are currently empowered to do that.
And speaking of leadership, as a woman in a predominantly male-led industry, which is tech, are there challenges that you feel are unique to you as a woman? I mean, when you talk to investors, do you get the surprised look that, oh, you're the head of a tech company, or do you get a pushback because you're a woman?
Well, I keep getting this question. It is a sad state of affairs that when if you're a woman and you're head of a tech company, that it's still is a surprise. And I guess the hurdle is I have to always credentialize myself that my undergrad is computer science, my post-grad degree is also in computer science. I'm a kind of a nerd, and there are many of us women who are like that, who are very capable. So I guess that's a bit of a hurdle. But in fairness, what I can say in the Philippines, the level of equality is higher than in, I work a lot with other Western countries. And I think that it's easier actually here in the Philippines. So that's
leaders like you.
Good question. But I haven't thought about that, but I don't think we do. When I look about the investors, and there are a few and we know them, but in terms of number or percentage, right, it's pretty low. So you're quite right. I mean, women helping women in this network, we do it. I mean, for me, I'm active in women who code, and actually just getting women first into IT careers. And we have to start them very young, really at grade school, because I've seen that by the time you get to high school and college, it's too late. They have not considered tech a career. So that's what also I'm doing and into to try to get them young.
Get them into STEM courses as well. And speaking of investors, I want to end with that, Mary Rose. I know at least 3 Filipino tech companies, also within your age range, because Stratpoint is about 20 years old, right? 20 years old,
that's
still,
right.
Also within that age range, who have recently welcomed big investors from Japan, from Singapore. What about Stratpoint Technologies? Is that in the cards? Are you in talks with any investors to come in? Are you looking to list? Because the PSE has been really gung-ho about getting more companies to list, especially tech companies. We don't have enough of you listed on the exchange.
Yeah, well, what I can say is that these are exciting times for us. For a company like Stratpoint that's born in the cloud, all new technologies and the hottest technologies, we've generated a lot of interest, right? So I can say that, this year alone and the end of last year, we've been in talks with several foreign investors interested in us. But of course, a listing in the PSE, I won't say that's not a possibility. It could be in the cards because we know that the PSE is hungry for, real tech companies, really, that can be exciting and, at our size and current position, I think, and our leadership, I think we qualify. But of course, we have to figure out what's best for our shareholders.
Companies to list, especially tech companies. We don't have enough of you listed on the exchange.
Yeah, well, what I can say is that these are exciting times for us. For a company like Stratpoint that's born in the cloud, all new technologies and the hottest technologies, we've generated a lot of interest, right? So I can say that, this year alone and the end of last year, we've been in talks with several foreign investors interested in us. But of course, a listing in the PSE, I won't say that's not a possibility. It could be in the cards because we know that the PSE is hungry for, real tech companies, really, that can be exciting and, at our size and current position, I think, and our leadership, I think we qualify. But of course, we have to figure out what's best for our shareholders, and also, more important, our employees who really drive all of this innovation. So, but yeah, exciting times, definitely.
And even more exciting the next time when we speak with you and introduce you as the newest tech unicorn from the Philippines. Looking forward to that day, Mary Rose.
Yes, that's our dream. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Everybody's dream. Thank you so much.
That's our
Mary
dream.
Rose. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck. Stay safe.
Okay, you too.
Okay, and before